Hello, you may remember us as Editing Gaze from
Editing Gaze.
last week. Excuse the abrupt start. This is part 2 of a discussion we had about dating while asexual. If you missed the first part, I'll put a link up there, thank you, to part 1. And if you've already watched part 1, dive into part 2.
How do people react when you tell them you're asexual?
It depends who you tell.
Yeah, if you're telling someone you're on a date with. Although I hope it would have come up before then, but like...
Well, mine was on my Tinder profile
That's
when
true.
I met them. So they knew coming into it that was ace.
Is that fine? I like cuddles.
Yep.
When you're dating people, telling people you're asexual is like a little scary kind of.
Yeah, because they don't see it as like sexuality, they see it as like a I don't care if you have sex or not, why are you telling me? Kind of thing.
Yeah, and or they're like, oh, I won't ever get to have sex if I'm in this relationship.
Yeah.
So, and like, it's scary to say that to someone, so that even, because like if you like them, you're scared they're just going to like back out.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, oh no, I won't get to have sex, so I have to find someone else. Bye.
Yeah.
Like,
which is just not right.
And also from previous relationship experience with a partner who had a very high sex drive, or a couple of people actually, I've had a couple of relationships where my partners have been not asexual and have had very high sex drives, and it's like not matched, and I've been blamed for that.
Yeah.
For like the decline of our relationship. Sorry, this got very deep.
Yeah, no, I've had the same, when it's just like...
They're like,
know,
oh,
you just
we never
kind
have
of-
sex anymore, and I'm like, I just don't like, it's not like I don't love you or like fancy you, I just don't want to have sex with you like all the time.
Yeah, there's other stuff you can do.
Yeah. I, place a lot more importance or weight on our emotional relationship than our sexual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like a big problem for people in the past.
Not me.
So it's difficult. No, not you. So it's difficult to tell people, I think.
Yeah, and like even outside of like a dating context, like family members, they're just like, oh, you'll grow out of it. You'll find somebody one day that's gonna really like you. Or they'll do the same as like, why do I care if you have sex or not?
But also the people on the internet are like, oh, you just haven't met the right
You just haven't met the right person.
person.
Go to the doctor, get your hormones checked. And you're like,
No.
when I first started realising that, hey, sex drive not really where it should be, which is part of the problem because we're all raised that like, oh, everybody loves having sex all the time, especially in the queer community. Stop hypersexualising the queer community.
Please do.
Yes. That I was like, oh, maybe there's a problem. So I went to the doctor and they were just like, no, why are you here? Go home. I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like also nobody gets taught that asexual is a thing. Like,
But I did get checked eventually, just to.
I've never been checked.
I have other stuff going on, so
Yes.
they just wanted to get a whole picture. Which I don't think is unreasonable. If you tell somebody that knows you've had sex, they're like, but you had sex.
Yeah, and I think weirdly, like, friends and people you're not dating feel like they can ask all these questions, like really personal questions and really intimate questions, more so than even people you're interested in. People you're interested in tend to go one way or the other, which is like, bye, or, alright.
Yeah.
Whereas people who are like your friends, who just don't get it, or like people you kind of know or are around, your family, seem to want to be like,
Yeah.
why?
And I find that like, if it just comes up in conversation, that they don't carry on with the conversation and say like, oh hey, I have some questions, can I ask you later? Or they come up like after the conversation and be like, hey, can I ask some questions? It's all just like, you can drop in, oh, I'm ace, and the whole conversation just goes like, oh, so you're ace, do you have sex, do you masturbate, do you watch porn? What about your ex? What about your current partner? What are you going to do for dating? Are you going to have kids? Are you going to have grandkids? What about my grandchildren? And it's like, oh my god, please.
Whoa. Also, like, ACE is very much in the, like, LGBTQ acronym, but you can be straight in ACE. Just as, like, a side note. It's very much like, anybody can be ACE.
Yeah.
We just,
You're welcome in the queer community if
you're
you're ace.
Absolutely.
I actually have made a video about this before, so I'll put a link in the card above up there.
The next one is, do people treat you differently when they find out your sexual orientation?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of people treat it as, like, a challenge.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then, like, a thing that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, that's
And
part
then
of the,
a
like,
thing-
oh, you just haven't found the right person mentality.
or like a thing that needs to be like just ignored and like pushed through. Isn't the same as fixing it, but like
yeah,
it's like just have sex anyway, then you can have children. It's like
or like have sex anyway, you'll start to enjoy it after a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not like coffee. It's a very different thing.
Yeah. Have you ever had that thing where they're like, oh, you pure being, you must be protect at all cost, you sweet little virgin lamb. It's like, will you piss off?
Yeah,
I mean, I
I've
get
seen
it a
that
lot
apply
because
to
I'm
other
like,
people.
I'm like small and femme, so I kind of get it a lot.
You are small, but you don't need to be protected at all costs.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
But not because of asexuality.
Yeah, I know, but like, I am cute and small and little and all that bullshit, but like, but like random strangers being like, oh, you're so pure. But
the
they don't.
word pure in
I
that
know,
context.
and I'm just like,
hate it.
but then they still want to sleep with me. That's the weirdest part. They're like, oh, you're so pure. Let me put my dick in you. I'm like, absolutely
Let
not.
me unpurify you.
Oh, I can be the only one you ever fuck.
Are you less affectionate with people you meet because you don't want to give them the wrong idea?
Yeah, kinda. But I think my lack of affection with just other people randomly is not due to asexuality and due to like childhood trauma. And just, I don't know, like being bullied as a kid, and like have you ever, like, some of you might have, but did you ever have that thing where like they'd get like a boy to pretend to ask you out? And then
and
then you'd
not
be like,
completely, but like kind of.
yeah, okay, and then I'd be like, haha, you're so gross. I'd
Yeah.
never want to go out with you. Like that happened to me a lot.
Ugh.
Or like anytime I expressed affection towards people, even just like on a friendship level, people were like, ew, gross. So I just kind of learned to not be like friendly or affectionate with people, and it really bothers me now. But like,
I am less like this, I guess. I'm a very like cuddly, touchy-feely sort of person. I'm not in the like non-consensual weird way. I just mean like I express my love for my friends and my family and my partner and people I care about through physical contact. That does not mean sex. That just means I like cuddles a lot.
mm-hmm. They do like cuddles.
I really like cuddles like a lot. And I'll just, I will hold hands with my friends and like touch their arm or whatever, because that's how I express like, hey, I'm here for you. I'm not very good with words a lot of the time, so I'm just like, squish.
I have the opposite problem where like if somebody that's not my partner touches me, I flinch. But it's not because I'm asexual, I promise. It's just because I'm weird growing up.
However, I do to a certain extent like tone it down. Like I want to touch people more than I do because of sexuality, in the sense that I went to an all-girls school for secondary school and was terrified. I was not out at school. Was terrified to come out because being a lesbian was always like the butt of the joke. It was like I heard so-and-so's a lesbian.
Oh, we had that.
So like touching my friends, even just like everybody did have a hug or whatever, but I consciously did it less to avoid getting targeted in case somebody thought I was gay. But like,
now look at you.
I mean.
So gay, I love it. This is how asexuals kiss.
How do asexuals do the sex?
Ow.
Baby.
It was harder than I expected.
You are small and often not incredibly spatially aware.
It's an EDS thing. Our proprioception is
that really?
off, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were just pulling the EDS card.
No, it's a thing. Our proprioception is not good, so I slap myself in the face all the time. Like when I punch
You
my
whacked
bed
yeah, I was
yesterday.
about to say.
I
They
literally went
whacked
to
their
like,
knuckles into the headboard.
yeah, I went to like stretch
It
and
made
just clunk.
I was like, oh my god, are you okay?
And they're just like, no.
We went on a tangent.
We did.
About being affectionate. Is it strange to live in a hypersexualized society and not feel sexual desire? Yes.
You know those perfume adverts?
Perfume. Very Cornish perfume, that is.
I've made a video about growing up gay in Cornwall. If you would like to see that, I'll put that in the card above there too. But those perfume adverts where they're like basically fucking.
Yeah, there's like some sort of like shimmery fabric draped artfully.
And it's
over
usually
someone.
like Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
And then,
Chanel ad, we're talking about you.
And then there's just like spritz, Chanel. And it's like, what do people do? Is that normal, or is that like hyperbole? Is it
like, I don't know, like it is hyperbole for sure. You can, like, I feel more sexual attraction,
asexual
I think,
confusion
than you do to
Yeah.
people. But even I don't have, like, even when I do feel sexual attraction towards someone, like, kind of straight away, which is very rare, it's not like everything goes in slow-mo and there's suddenly a fan and, like...
Or it's not like the smell of a perfume.
Calm down.
Okay, so we've been going for 30 minutes now. I just
Have
have
we?
to edit this, and today is Friday.
Well, that was the last question.
Oh, good.
So that went well.
That went well. Anything you want to add about dating while asexual?
That the fact that sexual attraction is a lesser part of our relationship does not mean I love you any less.
Oh, I knew that.
I just moved the thing.
I swear to God.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I felt the need to put my foot anywhere near that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the angle change.
Can't get the staff these days.
Doesn't mean I love you any less. Was what I was saying. I love you just as much, if not like the most of it.
Oh,
You don't have to put that in your video.
I'm gonna. It's really super gay. I'm gonna, because it's a flex. They're so dreamy. And like... yeah, so... I think if you're gonna date somebody that's asexual, don't get scared by the label. But also don't hang around on the off chance that they might be an asexual that's like, I mean, I might still get sex even though they're ace. That's not a reason to hang around. That's a reason to have a nice open conversation where you're honest about how you feel and your attractions, and then go from there. Talk about, I don't know, it's hard conversations, but I'd much rather have a hard conversation before even getting together than having a hard conversation down the line. It's like, why don't you want to have sex with me? It's like, oh, it's just not who I am. That's not what I signed up for. All of that jazz.
Like, have hard conversations that might be a bit painful, but will end up in both of you being healthier and happier, rather than being miserable and having a horrible time, and then have a hard conversation, which is even worse.
Yeah. So much to say, apparently.
So much to say, but...
yeah, we can do a second video if you have any questions. You know where to leave those down in the comments section below. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time, at least one bonus video every single month. Apart from this month is Pride Month, you're getting 2 videos each week. Yeah, thank you. Getting 2 videos each week, one on Wednesday, time undetermined because I'm lazy, and your regular Saturday at 6, unless this one is late because there's like 40 minutes to edit and caption.
I was holding in a cough for that whole outro speech.
Good boy.
I know. It was one of those tickly ones as well.
Aww.
That's just sitting there like hurting you, and I was like, no,
baby.
they're halfway through the speech, we're not doing another take of this. So if my eyes go watery at the end of that, it's not so crying, it's because I'm like...
You know this is going to be in it still, right?
At the end, there's like bloopers.
Yeah.